Chris Tyler with another edition of World Organization Wrestling. Great program lined up for you today. Some of the finest professional wrestling you ever see on anybody's TV anywhere. Again, please bear with me. This is not my regular job. Rick Stewart will be back with us in a couple of weeks. So you're going to have to put up with my stammering and stumbling. We'll get through it the best we can. Again, I apologize for my inability to do the job I'm supposed to do. On the card today, we got some of the finest professional wrestlers you've ever seen this part of the country, and along with me today to bring you the blow-by-blow description, my partner, Gino Sanazara. Gino, another great card of professional wrestling.
Rip, I think this is going to be an outstanding hour for World Organization Wrestling. If everyone remembers last week's card, this week is going to be even better.
Well, let me say this. Mr. Olympia got a very expensive watch tore up last week at the hands of Bob Holly, and I'm sure that Olympia is going to have a lot to say about that. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go on to the ring now for our first match. First match of the evening, Mr. Davey Haskins versus the giant Coquina. Should be a good scientific match, Gino.
I believe it's going to be an outstanding match. Haskins got the wrestling ability. Coquina, the size and the ability he's got, he moves like a 200-pounder. It's astounding the way this man moves.
Tell you what, Haskins has got a lot of intestinal fortitude to be in there with a man that weighs 390 pounds. Coquina probably outweighs him by at least 150 pounds or so. But the young man's got grit, and that's what it takes in professional wrestling, but it takes grit and guts and a lot of time to be the best it can be at any sport. Professional wrestling is no different than any other sport. Like to say hello to all of our wrestling fans down at the Panama City area, over in the Nashville, Tennessee area. And Gino, we'd like to welcome some fans in Little Rock, Arkansas.
We're glad to have them along with the network of WOW stations that do have the wrestling on their TV station.
Big Coquina hip toss young Davey Haskins. Boy, did he whop him down, too. Back up stalking each other now. These two guys are feeling each other out. Although Coquina's got the size difference, wrestling is really leverage and agility. It doesn't have a whole lot to do with size, Gino.
That's for sure. You do need that balance, leverage, and coordination in order to get in that ring and move the way these guys are moving.
For you fans in the Mobile area, I'd like to take this time to remind you that World Organization Wrestling will be returning to Mobile on Tuesday nights down there at the fairgrounds. A great building for wrestling, a lot of great wrestling fans in the Mobile area, and we're looking forward to get back down there and seeing them as often as we can, Gino.
Well, I'm kind of anxious to get back into Mobile myself, Rip. I had a good time the last time we were down there, and I'm looking forward to another one.
Tell you what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that Dothan, Alabama. There's a bunch of pretty ladies in Dothan, Alabama.
Well, I tell you what, Panama City ladies aren't that bad looking either, Rip.
Oh, I didn't say they was bad now. Don't misunderstand me. Because as many pretty ladies are around that Dothan, Panama City area, I know they got to go back and forth.
Well, I like the Southern girls.
You a Yankee and you talking about Southern girls? David Haskins still sizing up giant Coquina. Again, a handshake, which is a rarity in the wrestling business nowadays. At least an acknowledgement of a man's ability and maybe sometimes his superiority. Top wrist lock by Coquina. Haskins is trying to get enough leverage out to get up and under. Trip by Coquina, and Haskins goes down. Again, a packed house here at our studios, Gino. Wrestling fans all over the country are going crazy over World Organization Wrestling. Ron Starr's come in there and made a super name for himself. Marcel Pringle's back as a quote-unquote Fargo.
Adopted or whatever, if he's a Fargo. Don says he is. Don Fargo says he is a Fargo.
Well, I would imagine his world-famous cousin, Percy Pringle, had something to do with that thing. I know he had something to do with Fargo coming in and paying off Pringle's tab where he could come back and get the suspension lifted.
I wouldn't be surprised if Percy Pringle was behind it 100%.
Haskins and Coquina, both of them still going through a feeling out process in this match. Neither one of them really made a distinct takeover or a distinct move. Haskins trying to go for a top wrist lock. He finally gets the giant Coquina's arm down. But again, leverage is a thing. See where Haskins is at now. He needs to get his shoulder up under that elbow. Get the leverage on Coquina's arm. See, Coquina's taking it away from him because he didn't get that shoulder up in on that arm.
I'll tell you what, Rip, the audience is amazing here today in this opening match. I think they're split with emotion, who to root for and who not to.
Reverse hip toss, and big Coquina's down. Big arm drag. Tell you what, you fans out there, we're continually trying to give you the best we can on TV. Good competitive wrestling matches every time you turn the TV on and watch World Organization Wrestling. And I said it last time and I'll say it again. If you haven't seen World Organization Wrestling lately, you haven't seen World Organization Wrestling.
Well, I tell you what, the fans that come out and watch wrestling, they know what it's like. When they get out to the arenas, Rip, the emotions that flow when these guys get in the ring and wrestle, they give them wrestling. It's not like a lot of others that they've watched. Wrestling is what it is with World Organization.
Well, we don't claim to be the best. We don't claim to be the biggest. But I'll say one thing for you. We don't have some of the quote-unquote superstars with World Organization Wrestling. And I'm going to tell you something. That's not because they don't want to be with World Organization Wrestling. It's simply because we at this organization feel like that a man must be competitive, a man must make a name for himself in the professional wrestling business. David Haskins just took a lick into that pole, Gino, in that ring pole. I guarantee you, he drove that shoulder. He's laying in front of the ring now. He's in pain. This young man's in pain. He's hurting, Gino.
He's definitely hurting. Kokina not making any move on him. I think he's feeling a little sympathetic for him. I believe he is.
Coquina actually stopped the referee from 10 count. He's going out to help Haskins up off the floor. David Haskins is definitely hurt. You know, he drove that shoulder into that steel pole. Kokina's asking the referee to stop the match. Kokina's asking the referee to stop the match. Referee rings the bell. Referee declares it an official draw, Gino. A great display of sportsmanship on Kokina's part, because Haskins was definitely at his mercy when he hit his shoulder in that steel pole. Super opening match. More to come in just a few minutes. Stay tuned for the best in professional wrestling coming your way right after this message.
World Organization Wrestling takes to the road.
The best in professional wrestling.
Don't miss World Organization Wrestling action Saturday, March 5th in Dothan, Alabama. The fights are on at the Houston County Farm Center. Tuesday, February 9th in Mobile, Alabama at the Fairgrounds. Don't you miss any of the action. And then Tuesday, January 19th in Citronelle, Alabama, WOW will be at the National Guard Armory, and it's a full card. And then Saturday, January 16th in Lucedale, Mississippi, they'll be battling it out in the National Guard Armory. Catch the excitement Tuesday, January 11th in Bay Minette at the National Guard Armory. And then January 10th in Pensacola at the National Guard Armory, there'll be top-line matches. And January 9th in Bayou La Battery, the action will be red hot and heavy at the Community Center. Don't miss World Organization Wrestling at an arena near you, and watch out because
it'll knock you out.
If you never forgot VE Day, if you still feel proud of how we all pulled together, then you'll always remember the songs we danced to, romance to. Now they're back in a great new album that'll make you feel good again, wherever you are today.
Don't sit under the apple tree with anyone else but me. Anyone else but me.
Would you like to swing on a star? Carry moonbeams home in a jar.
Stage Door Canteen, 4 giant records, 44 hits from Bing to the Andrews Sisters, guaranteed to put the zing back in your swing.
And they said we better accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative.
Pardon me, boy, is that the Chattanooga Juju?
Yes, yes.
The stars at night are big and bright, deep in the heart of Texas.
All the memories, the magic.
I'll get by.
These were our times, our songs. Now all the original versions are captured forever in this 4-record collection.
Kiss me once and kiss me twice and kiss me once again. It seems to me I've heard that song before.
Drinking rum and coca. Coca-Cola.
44 songs, 4 big records in Stage Door Canteen. But remember, it's not sold in stores. Stay tuned to order now.
To order, call toll-free 1-800-322-3700 to save all COD charges and pay only $19.98 plus $3 shipping and handling for 4 records or 3 long-playing cassettes. Use your credit card or send check or money order to Stage Door Canteen, P.O. Box 2766, Mobile, Alabama. Remember to save all COD charges and to Stage Door Canteen, P.O. Box 2766, Mobile, Alabama.
We're back, ladies and gentlemen. You hear the music. The music of Bad Company, Paul Diamond and Pat Tanaka, one of the most feared tag teams in the world of professional wrestling. Certainly a team to be reckoned with here on World Organization Wrestling. In constant search of the titles that the Batten Twins now hold, the United States Tag Team titles. You can tell by the reaction of the fans as they enter the ring. They're not the most popular people around, but I'll tell you one thing. In my book, they're good competitors. Making their entrance now to the ring, the Knight Rider, which is a newcomer to World Organization Wrestling, and his partner, David Sean Baxter. Should be a good tag match. This Knight Rider was on last week's program, first time we'd seen him, and made a pretty good account of himself. David Sean Baxter, one of the most popular young men with World Organization Wrestling. Match is underway now. Paul Diamond and the Knight Rider starting it off.
I'll tell you what, Rip, this Knight Rider made a good appearance here last week. He stayed with his opponent and moved real well.
He took Paul Diamond down with a reverse top wrist lock, put him flat of his keister. Diamond's complaining to the referee that the Knight Rider pulled his hair. Diamond seems to consistently come up with ways to take shortcuts and always tries to involve the referee in some of these unbiased decisions that he makes.
Well, I think the fans jump right in there, though, and let them know that it isn't so.
And then the Knight Rider's got a top wrist lock on Paul Diamond. Leg trip, and he's down, switch to an arm bar. Diamond gets the ropes. The referee's got to break the hold. Again, the referee asking the Nightmare if he's pulling the hair. Very obvious from our vantage point that he's not doing it. But again, the referee can only be on one side of a 4-sided ring, Gino.
Rip, I was going to tell you something you probably won't believe. This Knight Rider was out in front here in the parking lot. I was standing there, and he was looking at a car, and he actually lifted up the front end of a Ford automobile. Now, can you believe that?
Well, I'll say this. I never lifted the front of a Ford or a Volkswagen, but if a guy picked up the front of a Ford car, or any car as far as that goes, he's got to have some back strength.
Well, he's a strong individual, I guarantee you that. I went over to see if he had any riggings on it to make it look like it had raised, but it wasn't.
Diamond's trying to get out of that headlock, and the Knight Rider's holding on to it. Again, he's complaining to the referee about pulling hair. That time I couldn't see from our point whether he did or didn't. David Baxter's telling Paul Tanaka to keep his mouth shut and stay out of it. The fans don't seem to agree with Paul Diamond. Tags made. David Baxter's in the ring. He greets Mr. Diamond with a sharp right. Now he's back to the headlock. Good strategy on the part of this tag team of Baxter and the Knight Rider, Gino.
I'll tell you what, Bad Company doesn't want to fool around with Baxter too much because he'll flat give it back to them. And then Diamond reverted to pulling the hair and dumped Sean Baxter down. Tags made, and Pat Tanaka, is now in the ring. As you can tell, I haven't improved with this announcement very much over last week, Gino. I'm still chewing on my tongue. I think you're doing a great job, Rep, and I'm glad to have you out here with me.
Rick Stewart, one of the best TV commentators in the wrestling business. It's hard to sit in and fill somebody's shoes, a man of his caliber. But we're going to do the best we can for a few weeks. That got me in a tie, and that changes my whole personality when I put a tie around my neck. Tackle by Sean Baxter. Tanaka's down, drops across. Sean Baxter's out of the ring and hits the security rail, flat of his back on the concrete. You know, this young man's got to be hurt. The referee giving Tanaka, who shot John in the ring, very of is Tanaka and Diamond are not satisfied with just pinning somebody in the ring. It looks like these guys are out to hurt somebody. Baxter with a shoulder coming back in, another shoulder. Over the top, sunset flip. Tanaka holds on. 2 count. Baxter hooked him, and another 1 count, and Tanaka's up out of it. That shows you Sean Baxter's learned a few tricks of his own. People getting behind young Sean Baxter right now. You people over in the Bay Minette, Alabama area like to say that World Organization Wrestling is coming to Bay Minette in the very near future. Also, Ball of Battery, Alabama. Down there with a great fishermen, shrimpers, some fine people down at Ball of Battery.
Well, I'd also like to go ahead and mention that we are going to be up in the Dothan, Alabama area in the very near future also, Rip. We're up there talking to a lot of people, and they're anxious for World Organization Wrestling to get there.
Well, again, we're not the biggest. We may not be the best, but I guarantee you some of the finest wrestling competition in the world. Right here on World Organization Wrestling. And if you think it's good here on TV, go out and see it live when it comes to your area, because I guarantee you one thing. You'll see some of the finest wrestling you've ever seen. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about old-time wrestling. I'm talking about Rip Tyler, Eddie Sullivan, the wrestling pro, Dick Dunn, Cowboy Kelly. I'm talking about the Monroe brothers, Flash and Rocket Monroe. I'm talking about old-time wrestling.
The name of the game is wrestling, and World Organization Wrestling does have it, Rip.
Boy, I got wound up and sounded like a good Baptist preacher there for a minute, didn't I?
You sure did.
Tanaka and Diamond's got David Baxter in the turnbuckle, raking his back now with his fingernails. Disgusting move in the ring on my part. Has nothing to do with the wrestling whatsoever. A 4-year-old kid can claw you back and hurt you, Gino.
Well, I think they do it to humiliate their opponents more than anything else.
Again, Baxter's out of the ring, down flat of his back on the concrete. Diamond threw him out. Oh, what a chop. Tanaka just chopped David Baxter's head half off. Young David Baxter in a bad way. He needs to get back in the ring and make a tag.
I've come to the conclusion that bad company will win a match any way they can, Rip. They just want to have the wins. They don't care how they get it.
Well, they came to World Organization Wrestling, Gino, with a list of credentials like a pedigreed dog. The guys have been regional champions all over the United States. Just came off of versus us for tour out of Tennessee, out in Las Vegas. Baxter's back in the ring and takes a big body slam. Now Diamond's in the air, misses the elbow, and Baxter moved out of the way. Nobody home. David needs to gather himself up and get the corner down. There's the tag. Knight Rider's coming in.
The Nightmare is definitely in there and giving how.
This Knight Rider, like I told you, I don't know who the guy is, but he's no newcomer to the wrestling business, I guarantee you that. He just caught a clothesline right off the rope, Gino. Oh, there's a gourd buster. Tanaka give him the gourd buster. 1, 2, 3. That's it. It's all over with. Your winners, ladies and gentlemen, Paul Diamond and Pat Tanaka. Stay tuned for some of the finest in the world, and World Organization Wrestling, some of the finest professional wrestling in the wrestling business. We'll be right back after these messages.
Tomorrow night in Pensacola at the National Guard Armory, WOW has an outstanding card in store. Those fabulous Batten Twins, Brad and Bart, defend the U.S. tag title against the fabulous Fargos. 2 refs will officiate the match. Bob Holly defends his U.S. heavyweight title against the giant Kokina. And in a $5,000 special challenge match, Ron Starr meets Mr. Olympia. Plus Dave Baxter and Mike Boyette meet Bad Company. That's tomorrow night in Pensacola at the National Guard Armory. Don't you miss it.
Wrestling fans, a great wrestling card in Pensacola, Florida. National Guard Armory. That's tomorrow night, January the 10th, a United States title match with 2 referees. Also tonight in Biola Battery at the Community Center, an outstanding wrestling card there. Here with me right now, a couple gentlemen that are on the card in both towns, Bad Company.
What I want to know is what is so great about this Pensacola card. I look at it right here, and on top here it says, main event, Fabulous Fargos against the Batten Twins. Where is bad company? You've seen the weeks that have passed. We have beaten the Battens time and time again. But this promotion, it doesn't seem to be satisfied with that. It doesn't want to give the real champions a chance at the tag team belts. So we look down on the bottom here, and it says bad company against the punk with the makeup David Baxter and the drug addict Hippie, who's just won one match out of his last 200. Well, Hippie, you've started a winning streak, and it's going to come to a stop right there in Pensacola. I am sick and tired of having to go through these preliminaries to get to the top. We've beaten them all, and now to show you that we're serious, we just might as well dish out some hurting, break some legs, dish out some pain, because we know we are the baddest team around, and we want the Battens and not some punks.
We're back, ladies and gentlemen, and for those of you who saw last week's wrestling program, Mr. Olympia came out, showed us a brand new, very expensive watch that his mother gave him for a Christmas present. Also, you saw what happened in the ring, and you saw what happened to his clothing. Mr. Olympia's joined me now here. And Mr. Olympia, I'm sorry about your watch, man.
You know, Rip, I should come out here and I should holler and I could scream, but it wouldn't do any good.
No, you're right.
You know, I sat back there a while ago and I looked, and I said, something I've waited on a long time. You know, I'm a grown man. I ain't supposed to cry, but it hurts. It really hurts.
Jerry, I can understand it, Olympia. Your mom gave it to you. I can understand that,
Well, yeah, you know, I know that it costs a lot of money, and it cost her a lot of money, and I know she saved to give it to me because I always wanted one. And what can I say? It's no good. My masks, you know, I take pride in what I wear, and they mean a lot to me, too. And, you know, I know Bob Holly and I know Ron Starr's got a lot of fans, but, you know, I got a lot of fans, too. And they've been behind me to get my title match with Bob Holly, the United States chance, because I know, Rip Tyler, if I get that chance, I'm going to get even. So there's no sense in coming out here screaming and hollering and getting mad. I'm going to get even. And I got my chance today. Didn't he agree to give me a match on TV?
Right here on TV today, Mr. Olympia.
That's right.
Bob Holly signed a dotted line.
He didn't put the title up, but he put his body up.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take it.
Well, he signed the contract. In fact, he made the statement here last week he'd wrestle you anywhere, anytime. And I told him at that time he was going to wrestle you here on TV this week. So the contract's signed. You're slated to face Bob Holly on today's program. Listen, we got some videotape from what happened last week.
I'd like to see it.
Let's go ahead and run this tape and let the fans who missed it last week see it, and then we'll come back. The referee is down and out of it. Bob Holly sitting on top of Sean Baxter, slapping him. He may wish he hadn't have done that.
Your referee, Kyle Roach, is still down.
We need to get another official out here before this thing gets out of hand. Holly's taking advantage of the situation. Sean Baxter's tied into the rope. Here comes Mr. Olympia to the ring. He's got a board in his hand. Oh, he just woke Bob Holly up with a 1x4. Sean Baxter's in a bad way. Olympia's laid Baxter across Holly. And Bob Holly's the winner.
I don't believe it, Rip.
Here comes Ron Starr into the ring. Ron Starr's come to the ring. Olympia's out goes Sean Baxter. Now Starr and Holly are on Olympia. Oh, they're ripping his clothes off of him. Mr. Olympia wasn't scheduled to wrestle on TV today. Two of them on him, Gino, they're kicking and ripping his clothes off. This takes great pride in ripping a man's shirt off. Gino, they're taking that Rolex watch off. They're taking his Rolex watch off. Bob Holly's got it in his hand. Bob Holly's got Mr. Olympia's Rolex watch in his hand.
Get the cameras over here. Get the camera over here. All you people see this watch? Olympia, a nice Christmas present. I'll tell you what. You see that? You want a piece of me? Whether it's in a cage, anywhere. You got me, baby.
Bob Holly, if I understand that correctly, Bob Holly just said he'd wrestle Mr. Olympia anywhere. And if that's the case, Gino, we're going to put that match on TV next week. He just said it, and he's going to stand by his word now. I'm going to make him sign a contract. Now they're back in the ring, and they're pile-driving him. Gino, let's go ahead and take a break. Well, here comes John Kokina now. Kokina flushed Starr and Bob Holly out of the ring. I'll tell you what, Gino, let's take a break. We'll see how bad Mr. Olympia's hurt. He's been lacerated on his head. We'll take this break. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen, after these messages.
People react to a Sports Illustrated sneak preview.
This guy running down the sidelines, remember this play? I've never seen a play like that go down. It's like...
Okay, fans, you just saw what transpired here last week on World Organization Wrestling. Mr. Olympia's still here with me. And I know you got Bob Holly on today's program, man. And I know that you've fought and struggled to get the man in the ring. So I want to take this opportunity to say, first of all, I'm sorry for what happened. I have no control over the man except that I can fine him or suspend him. If I do that, that's not going to do you any good. You know that. I'm sorry about your watch, and I'm sorry about your clothes, but at least you got one thing in your favor, buddy. You got him in the ring.
I got Bob Holly right there today in just a few seconds. Now, you know, there's not, you know, I thought he stole my watch. I wished he had, you know, just breaking it in front of me. Holly, you're going to pay for it, Holly.
Stand by, ladies and gentlemen. We're fixing to go to the ring. We're fixing to go to the ring. Bob Holly, Mr. Olympia's fixing to finally get his shot at Bob Holly. Oh, come on. Bob Holly has come to the ring with a towel wrapped around his shoulder. Gino, I can't believe he's trying to snake out on this.
Rip, it looks like he's got a sling or tied up or something. Ron Starr is there with him, and I wish I could hear the conversation that was going on.
You and I both know it's nothing but a farce. I'm sitting here telling you people out there now, there's nothing, it's a farce. I guarantee you it's a farce. I watched him last week and he didn't appear hurt, and I saw him 2 or 3 times in arenas this week and he didn't appear hurt, Gino.
Well, he's out there and he's saying it's hurt. Now, whether he got hurt in the match here, I don't know, Rick.
Well, he's got his new protege, Ron Starr, with him. Referee, let me find out. What? Referee says that Holly's got a swollen elbow and that Ron Starr is going to take his place. Can you imagine the disappointment Mr. Olympia's got all these weeks of expectations of getting Holly in the ring, and then Holly standing outside the ring with a sling or something on?
Well, I'll tell you what, Olympia is so hot right now, he doesn't care who he wrestles, and he's after Starr. And I imagine if he finishes off Starr, he's going to go after Mr. Bob Holly.
I still say it's a farce. I apologize to you fans, because I told you last week he'd wrestle Bob Holly, but apparently the officials made the decision. He's making a good account of himself with Ron Starr. He's got him rocking and socking. Oh, what a turnbuckle. What a turnbuckle. What goes around comes around, boys and girls.
Ron Starr is no slouch. Olympia knows that. Holly knows that. That's why Holly's got him in there. But I don't know, Rip. If this could turn into a battle book, they'll never stop.
You're swallowing your teeth today, too, Gino.
I think so.
Boy, I'd hate to be listening to us on TV, both of us doing it. There's that knee Ron Starr patented. Again, another one.
We're feeling about this match. Imagine how these fans feel and how these fans at home feel, Rick.
Again, another great job by our technical crew, and we don't mention them often enough. Marshall Hart and Fred Benton in the gang. Pretty young lady out in the truck with the sound, with the audio. Great crew of people to work with, Gino. 87 has been a super year for World Organization Wrestling, and 88 is going to be bigger and better. And with the technical crew we've got on this program, we can't fail, buddy.
Well, Rip, it's already started off getting a lot bigger, and I know it's going to get a lot better.
Olympia's he's going outside after Holly. I knew it was going to happen. Starr cut him off at the pass. Oh, what a devastating move by Ron Starr. Championship move in anybody's arena. Olympia reversed it, went for the backdrop, broadcasted it, and Starr caught him with the elbows, you know.
I'll tell you what, Rip, we got two good, great wrestlers in that ring right now.
Olympia connect with the right. I think he about halfway put Ron Starr's lights out. You're seeing the best, the finest professional wrestling that World Organization Wrestling has to offer. And I'll guarantee you one thing, we'll put it up against anybody's anywhere, anytime. Big slam by Olympia, cover. Never beat Ron Starr by covering him that way. Got to hook those legs, hook the man while you got him down. Big elbow in the stomach, Olympia. Ron Starr's got Mr. Olympia in a pretty bad way now, Gino. Got him rocking and rolling.
Again, the scratching by Starr just to antagonize his opponent.
What a devastating chop. Boy, I'll tell you what. You sit and watch this, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who don't know me or know the name Rip Starr, what a clothesline coming out of the corner. When you've been a competitor, and these guys that do the football color, and guys that do the baseball color and the commentary, past players, Bob Holly is slapping Mr. Olympia around.
Rip, I don't know if he was using his bad arm or not. Was it the bad arm or the good arm?
You know, I couldn't tell. I was too busy telling a story about everybody. I don't see how they've been in the action and stay outside of it. I stand here with this mic in my hand and want to go jump in the ring every 30 seconds.
Well, I'll tell you what, it'll be a bad move on either one of our parts. We've been out of wrestling for quite a while. We don't need to be getting back in there.
2 count on Olympia. Starr had his leg hooked. Took a devastating knee lift. Now the people are getting into it. Go Olympia, go. Big elbow from Olympia. Starr's down. Referee 1. Count on 1 and Starr's back up. Back into the ropes again. Power slam. Foot's on the rope. Ron Starr, veteran, cagey veteran, put that foot on the rope, knowing that referee's going to stop the count. Big knee lift into Olympia's stomach. He's got him in a full Nelson. Got him in a full Nelson. Olympia's out of it. Oh, he brought him around. Ron Starr went into referee Danny Barlow. Referee's down, Gino.
Referee's down, Rip, and it looks like he's hurt. Hurt bad.
Starr's got a full Nelson. Now, look, I told you the first. Holly hit him. Nothing wrong with that hand. Oh, I'll guarantee you I told you nothing wrong. Bob Holly's got a piece of lead or something on his fist and just knocked Olympia into 7th heaven. He's in the ring with it now. We need to get the other official out here. Need to get the other referee out here to get a stop to this. Referee Barlow still down. Hit him again and he's out. He's out like a light. Here comes the giant Coquina. Coquina's headed for the ring. Giant Coquina's trying to trap Ron Starr and Holly's out. What a repulsive thing. See, that's what I'm talking about, you know. That's why I want to get back in the ring and hit somebody.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's definitely nothing wrong with Bob Holly's arm, shoulder, or hand. He definitely used that hand to hit Olympia.
Well, we'll see if we can't get this under control. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back after this message.
Tomorrow night in Pensacola at the National Guard Armory, WOW has an outstanding card in store. Those fabulous Batten Twins, Brad and Bart, defend the U.S. tag title against the fabulous Fargos. 2 refs will officiate the match. Bob Holly defends his U.S. heavyweight title against the giant Coquina. And in a $5,000 special challenge match, Ron Starr meets Mr. Olympia. Plus Dave Baxter and Mike Boyette meet Bad Company. That's tomorrow night in Pensacola at the National Guard Armory. Don't you miss it.
Wrestling fans, is a great night of wrestling. Tonight it's Viola Battery in the Community Center. A feature match, the main event, a tag team title match, the Fabulous Fargos going against the Battens. Also in Pensacola, Florida, Sunday, National Guard Armory on Gregory Street. With me here, the Batten Twins.
You know, Gene, we're coming out to Biola Battery tonight. We got the Fargos there. You know, they're coming after these straps hard and heavy now that since Bart and I have got these U.S. tag team straps for the WOW. We've had all the tough teams in the country try to get a match with us and try to get these belts away from us. Well, tonight in Biola Battery, the Fargos, you're going to get a chance to get these straps. And then come Pensacola on Sunday, January 10th, Bart. 2 referees.
Bart?
You know, we've got to give a little credit out there. Never let me said the sensational Batten Twins didn't give credit where credit was due. The new Fabulous Fargos, the addition of Marvelous Marcel Pringle, has made them double tough, a super tough team. And maybe we underestimated them just a little bit last Sunday in Pensacola. But tomorrow night, baby, we're not going to underestimate you. We're going to train hard. Got 2 referees in the ring. There was a lot of confusion at the end of the match the last time. But, brother, this time, when the sensational Batten Twins and the Fabulous Fargos clash in the ring, there's going to be 2 referees. So you guys can't cheat. You can't go out and have Don Fargo out on the outside be any part of the match. It's almost like taking him away. That means it's 2-on-2, brother, the way it should be. And when the sensational Batten Twins got it 2-on-2, there ain't no doubt what the outcome is.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Coquina had to carry Mr. Olympia away from the ring. I don't know how bad the man's hurt. We'll get somebody back in the dressing room and check on him. But I must say to you, as a former pro wrestler and as an executive of World Organization Wrestling, I'm not happy about that situation. We'll rectify it in some capacity. In the ring now, Gino, our newborn child, Mike the California hippie, against Cary Booth.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's got a real test with Cary Booth. Cary Booth is definitely no slouch. He gets in there and he knows his wrestling, and he knows the hopes.
Well, somebody said something to me here a while back about Cary Booth losing matches on TV. And then the Mike Boyette losing matches. There's a difference. And I'll tell you why there's a difference. Cary Booth is competitive every time he goes to the ring. The young man's just a hairpin turn away from being a top pro. Mike the hippie Boyette, on the other hand, was going down the tube and going down bad. We're proud of his resurgence. We hope his fans appreciate it because we here at World Organization Wrestling definitely appreciate it. Crossbody block by Boyette. Cary Booth to Never Never Land. Back to the headlock, Gino.
That's to show a real wrestler, Rip, going back to the same hold, working on one part of the body, staying with that part of the body, breaking a man down, breaking him down to make that pin.
Well, you and I both know the hippie had thousands and thousands of fans, one of the most popular wrestlers ever to come to the southeastern area. And I know that the fans hated to see the man like he was. And I'll say this, buddy, he's back, and I personally know he's back. What a suplex by Cary Booth. Told you, this young man's nobody slouched in that ring. Even got the smirky smile on his face, Gino.
Well, he's arrogant about it. He's wrestling a veteran. He knows if he beats this man who is a veteran, he's accomplished something.
Cary Booth left, Mike Boyette. Big high splash. Count of 1, count of 2. Boyette's out of it. Back to the headlock with Cary Booth. Even the fans are hollering for the hippie now. Super great feeling. I swear to you, people, it's a great feeling to see this man back in the ring and see him a competitor again. Mayor's Booth over. Forearm to the jaw, a knee lift to the jaw. Cary Booth's lights almost went out.
I'll tell you what, the hippie has taken some damage in there. Some punishing moves have been put on him, and he's still right back in there. A true wrestler. A way to get up there and get back in.
Cary Booth just took a big knee to the midsection. Hippie's pounding on his back now. Cary Booth's coming back, throwing lefts and rights. Suplex coming up. A big one at that. That may finish the hippie. Gino, he may be in trouble again.
Well, he got back up though, Rip. He's still in there fighting.
Big uppercut shot from the hippie. Knee lift. Cary Booth is going down.
Rip, do you realize the punches they've been throwing are all legal punches?
2 count and Booth's out of it. Surprised me he got up from that shot. Hippie with a headlock. Hippie with a shot, what looks like to be to the throat. Booth going to the ropes. Oh, a front slam. Splinter Sam. Gino, the hippie's trying to set up the famous hippie hold. And he's got it. He's got the hippie hold on Cary Booth. Referee's asking Cary Booth. Referee's asking him. And Cary Booth submitted, Gino.
He had it locked, Whip. He got it, and he had it locked. There's no way for Cary Booth to get out.
Mike, the California hippie, just broke a record of 217 losses on TV, ladies and gentlemen. And I know he's happy. I know the fans are happy. And I'm tickled, I'm ecstatic to see a great competitor come back and be a competitor. The Batten boys are coming out of the dressing room of Batten Twins. David Baxter, the giant Kokina. Look at them, Gino, they're congratulating the hippie. The hippie's back, ladies and gentlemen, and we're proud of it, right, Gino?
Well, you are, Rip, and I think everybody sitting out here is, and I sure am too.
We're proud of the hippie. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back in a few minutes after these special messages.
Wrestling takes to the road again to bring you
the best in professional wrestling.
Don't miss World Organization Wrestling action Saturday, March 5th in Dothan, Alabama. The fights are on at the Houston County Farm Center. Tuesday, February 9th in Mobile, Alabama at the Fairgrounds. Don't you miss any of the action. And then Tuesday, January 19th in Citronelle, Alabama, WOW will be at the National Guard Armory, and it's a full card. And then Saturday, January 16th in Lucedale, Mississippi, they'll be battling it out in the National Guard Armory. Catch the excitement Tuesday, January 11th in Bay Minette at the National Guard Armory. And then January 10th in Pensacola at the National Guard Armory, there'll be top-line matches. And January 9th in Biola Battery, the action will be red hot and heavy at the Community Center. Don't miss World Organization Wrestling at an arena near you, and watch out because
it'll knock you out.
Alcohol and drugs are easy to pick up, but so is the phone. Call the Pavilion. The staff of the Pavilion cares about your recovery while you're there and after you leave. The Pavilion can help you with problems that are difficult or impossible to handle alone. After all, some things are just too important to leave to chance.
The Pavilion at West Florida Regional Medical Center. Call today.
Hi, that's All Renco's phone number. You should call it and make your life a lot more comfortable. At All Renco, you can rent to own anything from TVs, stereos, and VCRs to furniture and appliances. You get brand name items with no large down payment, no obligation, and no credit checks. Just listen to this.
A stunning 15-piece living room and dining room suite for only $19.95 per week.
So call today and get it today.
You can rent what you need at All Renco, the only